So I tell her that, and then they say, okay, she's handling a lot of other people's stuff that have passed on, and they've left some of their sickness in it, and she's going to have to clean herself up from that, and she's going to have to clean up all that old stuff, clean that energy. She's got to take care of all that bad energy. So I told her that, and a couple other things they had for her to say, and then we did a doctoring. It's energy healing, really, hands-on energy healing with some rubbing. It's part of sort of the whole Cherokee tradition of hands-on healing. And in the end, then we smoked a sacred pipe and prayed for her to get well. So she did. 30 days later, she was absolutely symptom-free. And she did some. I told her later after the ceremony, I said, the spirits didn't know the name for this, but I'm talking to you as a physician. It's probably celiac disease. You probably have celiac disease. And it turned out the funny thing was she'd been a vegetarian from birth. She'd never ever eaten any meat ever in her whole life, and she had a cufflink collection. 400,000 cufflinks. Yeah. So like all the old dead people's cufflinks that ever were. And so she got well. She smudged all of her cufflinks, and she went out and bought some deer that day and ate it. How about that? That's called compliance. You got to do what the spirits tell you, And she got well. And so the spirit scan was a lot cheaper than the 2 CAT scans, the MRI, the 2 ultrasounds, the HIDA scan. And you see how traditional healing is a little more sustainable financially than Western medicine? So I want to finish. Golly, I'll have to tell you more stories in the discussion group. So I want to finish by showing you some more images. And I was going to tell you a story, too, about the guy that turned into a buffalo. But I'll save that for the discussion group, too. So people always ask me, where do these ceremonies take place? And a lot of them take place in sweat lodges. Some of them take place, in harbors, the dance grounds of the sun dance, there's also Cree thirst dances, and there's the green corn dance, But this is what a sweat lodge looks like. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit about that. This is where the hot rocks go. They go in the middle, you sit around them. These are a couple guys from 1868 cooling off after a sweat. This is an Edward Curtis photo from I think it was 1868. And this is our modern sweat. See, we don't have buffalo anymore, as I told you. We got tarps. And you can go to Canadian Tire, and they sell sweat lodge tarps. You just pull it off the shelf. It says sweat lodge tarp, and it's cut to fit a sweat lodge, There's a higher percentage of Indians in Canada than in the U.S. So another 19th century photo. This is the sacred mountain. This is where you go to have a vision. And we didn't really talk about vision quests, but that's an important part of healing too. And we can talk about that in the discussion group. But I wanted to show you, this is a Cree-style sun dance. There's the tree of life. And you see how there's an arbor of, in this case, it's poplars that have been built around it. This picture is from 1880, but it looks the same today. I was at a Cree sun dance 2 weekends ago, and it looked just like this. This is a drawing made by an Oglala person of the sun dance. You can see the person piercing. They put little buffalo pegs, little buffalo bones in their chest, and hang from the tree for a bit. It's so that the sick people can get well. It's kind of a sacrifice or offering that's made so that the sick people can get well. And imagine how much power there would be for healing, for someone coming into see all the dancers there? This is a smaller sun dance that somebody drew. This is one of those sort of classic 19th century native art things. But now we have usually 100, 150 dancers in the circle. So this is another shot. This could be 2 weekends ago. It's actually 1878. But the only difference today is that today you'll see flags of cloth of 11 different colors hanging from all of those beams. They didn't have enough. They couldn't afford cloth in 1878. But the Cree loved cloth and the Ojibwe loved ribbon. So go figure that. This is an Oglala Sundance. This is what it looks like in Oglala country. And this is the kind of Sundance that I go to mostly. And in the middle there at the tree, you're not allowed to take a picture of it when it's all set up and it's going. But you can take a picture when it's done. And that the tree is wrapped with cloth for prayers, and that's where all the healing takes place. The dancers are in that round structure around the tree. So they're dancing in place some, and then some they charge the tree, and then dance backwards back to their place. And it's kind of an amazing ceremony. This is a drawing from 1780 or something, and more drawings from before they had cameras of the same thing. Another guy drawing, or a picture of a guy piercing in 18 something. So anyway, we're drawing near the end, and I wanted to invite any of you that want to keep the discussion going to join my discussion group. It's called Coyote Medicine, and it's a Google group. We've also started. It's going live this fall with Southwestern College here in Santa Fe, and I have started a cross-cultural healing and health and healing program, certificate program, which is entirely online if anyone's interested. And we think it's pretty cool, and you can check it out on the Google group. And so, anyway, my new website is www.Mehl-Madrona.com. I should have changed that slide, but I didn't realize that it had changed. Let me see if I got anything else to give you. Oh yeah. If you're interested in knowing more about these ideas on indigenous notions of mind and mental health, we have a discussion group for that, which is Aboriginal Mind. It's part of a course that I teach. Anyone may audit, so if you want to follow what we're doing, feel free. I'm teaching it this fall at the University of Saskatchewan. It's called Aboriginal Mind and Mental Health. And I think that's all that I put up in the way of resources. Yeah. So we're building an online textbook of integrative psychiatry, which you're welcome to download. We decided that we wouldn't make any money writing a textbook anyway, so we just put it up online so we could change it every month. So we're creating an online textbook of integrative psychiatry, which is, I guess, everything that you could do with people that isn't drugs, and sometimes including a few drugs too, if needed. So, so that's really what yes. Oh, the program is called Cross-Cultural Health and Healing. It's entirely online, yeah, through Southwestern College, right, which is a PhD program here in Santa Fe for psychologists. Any questions? Well, I hope some of you will interrupt your afternoon and come to the discussion group, because I sort of ran out of time there's so much more I wanted to tell you, like a traditional buffalo story and some more stories about healing, and I even have data, numbers, if anybody likes numbers, with significance levels and stuff like that. So anyway, I want to thank you for listening, and I guess it's time for the next one.